Hawai'i! Okay, so the first day I arrived, I just got my rental car and spent some time with family. So hopping right into day 2, I picked up my friend and we drove over towards the North Shore to get breakfast at the Bird's Nest Craft Coffee. Before continuing to Waimea Bay Beach Park to enjoy a relaxing beach morning. After it started spontaneously raining, we packed up and stopped at the Sunrise Shack for some fruit bowls. So, some backstory. I waited 7 years to come to this place because I used to watch a YouTuber who came here all the time. So, we're finally here and I'm trying it. Then, I met back up with my family for dinner at Zippy's, which I didn't get a chance to film. Oops! Starting the new day, I stopped at Big and Ginger in Honolulu for breakfast and tried their omelet toasty and a side of Portuguese sausage. Then met up with my friend again to get coffee at Arvo Cafe located in Salt at our Kaka'ako. And grabbed some hiking snacks at 7-Eleven. We convinced ourselves that we could do this 4-mile hike up to Kuli'o'u Ridge Trail with a 1,643-foot elevation gain. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so red. We found a bench. The hike was steep uphill the entire way to the top, but the views were absolutely gorgeous, and reminded me a bit of the Haiku Stairs, or Stairway to Heaven, but safer and definitely legal. After a rather exhausting hike and nearly 4 hours later, we got a late lunch at Lani Kai Juice, and I don't know if it was because of the dehydration after that hike, but the acai bowl just hit different. To spare our legs, we decided to relax at Waikiki Beach and watch the sunset, which was absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I'm so burnt! We're in Hawaii! And dinner called for Kamitoku Ramen in Honolulu, and this spot was so cute and such a vibe. Starting off strong, Okayama Kobo was our first stop for breakfast, and the matcha lattes and pastries were so delicious. I wanted to come back here before I left, but there were too many other great spots I wanted to try. So, we continued on to the east side of the island to check out the Ho'omaluhia Botanical Garden, which had gorgeous plants and scenery to enjoy. Then, to celebrate my friend's birthday, we drove up towards the North Shore to do some ziplining at Climeworks on the Kiana Farms. And this tour was so much fun. We had to grab a sweet treat since the humidity really got to us, so we drove a bit further and tried Kula Shave Ice on the North Shore, and this hit the spot. The wind was picking up a bit and the waves at Sunset Point Beach Park brought out a few surfers, which meant we got to enjoy more beach time and watching the surfers in action. Last meal of the day was Seven Brothers in Kahuku, which is a family-owned burger restaurant on the North Shore, and we absolutely loved the ambiance and chill vibes here. The food was amazing and the people were super friendly. Spending time with my family today, my cousin and I drove over to the east side of the island to walk around the Byodo-in Temple to check out the grounds and learn a little bit about the history of Oahu's Japanese immigrants. I had told my cousin that I really wanted to find this secret dog, so we went on a hike through the wilderness, hunting for this one scenic spot. Unfortunately, we found a lead, but realized after stumbling into a beach party with over 350 high school students that the dog was on private property and only accessible to members of the Kualoa Ranch. So we had to call it quits and decided to go grab lunch in Kailua, which was very tasty and worth the 20-minute wait. We spent the rest of the afternoon resting at home before going out to dinner at Haliva Joe's at Haiku Gardens, which is a restaurant praised for its delicious island-inspired cuisine, friendly atmosphere, and beautiful ambiance. We arrived around 5:30 p.m. on a Friday without reservations and still waited an hour just to get a spot at the bar. but the food was superb and our servers were very friendly. Waking up dark and early, I convinced my cousins to go on a sunrise hike with me at the Lanikai Pillboxes, which was a short 1.6-mile round-trip hike on the southeast side of the island, and we made it just in time for the sunrise and it was absolutely beautiful. After our hike, we went out to the breakfast at Cinnamon's, where I ordered their cinnamon roll short stack with banana. That was delicious. Spending the rest of the morning with family, we went to Kailua Beach to relax and enjoy the sunshine. Then grabbed a sweet treat at Island Snow before heading back home. I still wanted to go explore more of the island, so I drove back up to the North Shore and laid out on Velzealand Beach for a couple of hours. So, I stopped at the Sunrise Shack again, because I love this place so much. And I got the sunrise smoothie, so we're gonna try it. So today's gonna have a chill day. I spent the morning with my cousins, and then I just got back from the beach. And it was a very interesting beach, because I think it was like not exactly a popular beach, but also because the waves were like insanely high, so it was more of like a beach that people go to for surfing, but I was just out there tanning. And the weather's really nice, it's not like super hot. I'm just gonna drive back to the city because places around the North Shore close really early, like 5, 6, and 7, so like it's already 4:30. So I have a feeling that places are gonna close soon, and I think I just need to head back anyways, because like traffic gets really bad over here. So anyway, I'll see you soon. I went to the Pearl Ridge Mall in Aiea and got some chicken katsu at Koromo, which was a casual but cozy restaurant with some solid katsu. The next morning, I went back to Salt at our kaka'ako to get breakfast at Morning Brew and to catch up on some editing work. And if you know me, I love working in cute cafes. So when I saw they had an upstairs loft area, I was sold. Later in the morning, my friend and I met up again to go hiking in the Nu'uanu Valley of Honolulu in search of the Lulumahu Falls. This hike was about 1.6 miles round trip and required a permit and parking reservation since it crosses through government property. We definitely got lost a couple times, my fault, haha. But when we finally made it to the waterfall, it was beautiful. On the drive back, we made a pit stop at the Nu'uanu Pali lookout to see the scenery, and it was insanely windy up here. Then, we had to go to the beach again, so our next destination was the Ala Moana Beach Park, and it was super busy here, but it was nice to get some more sun time in before stopping at the Alo Health Bar and Cafe in Honolulu. I met up with my family for dinner at Liliha Bakery, which I did forget to film, oops, and grabbed some of their iconic Cocoa Puffs for dessert, then called it a night. For my last day on the island, I drove over to the porch in Honolulu to grab breakfast before heading to the airport for my journey back home. I had a lot of fun visiting Oahu, and getting to spend a lot of quality time with my friends and family. The nature here is absolutely beautiful and the people are incredibly friendly, which made visiting a positive experience. So, I hope to come back and visit again soon.